You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
This is the Daniel Monday Night Community Show on demand through YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing to listen to us through this method. If you'd like to keep up to date with when I add new interviews, then subscribe to this channel. So we are out and about, and we're near the Dockyard Church at the moment, and we're catching back up with Will Palin. Firstly, Will, it's always good to come along and catch up with you, so thank you for taking the time out to do that.
Well, it's always good to see you, Daniel, and it's good to have an opportunity to let you know where we are with the project and update your listeners as well.
Well, I think the last time we spoke, the weather vane had just come down, so I was hoping you could give us an update on what's been happening since then.
Sure, yeah, that was quite an exciting day. You'll remember that we had to take the weather vane down because it was unsafe. So that was taken down. It was quite a major operation. 2 cranes brought it down. It's now in safe storage. And of course, I hasten to add, it will be returned to the church at the end of the project. It hasn't been taken down for good. And in terms of the project itself, we are making small but forward steps at the moment. We've just been successful in getting our first Heritage Lottery Fund grant, and that's called a startup grant, and it enables us to get our new society organised and begin the process of getting the restoration project in train.
So are things going well steadily then?
Yeah, absolutely. I always knew it was going to take a long time, and there's been a few hiccups, but it's nice to feel that we've opened our relationship now with the Heritage Lottery Fund. They're very positive about the project, and this first grant of 10,000, it's a relatively small sum, will enable us to get the project established, create links with the local community, do some events, get some consultation projects going, and start the bigger task of putting together an application for the complete restoration of the church.
I just wondered if you could refresh our listeners what your full restoration plans are.
Yeah, of course. We had a feasibility and options appraisal study done a couple of years ago that was grant aided by English Heritage, and that looked at ways that we could bring the building back to life, but also sustain it for the future. So it's sort of looking at a mixed use with some community use, having a space, a permanent display space for this wonderful model of the dockyard that was made in the early 19th century, but also possibly having a few small business units or workshops that can help to pay for the upkeep of the building into the future. So we had this big study done. It came up with various options, which were looking at the different balances between these various uses. And part of the new grant will enable us to go back to that document, update all the costings, and get a clear idea of what mix of uses is going to be most beneficial for the building and for the community.
So will the hoarding at the front of the church, I've noticed, and also the porch cabin seem to have gone now?
Yeah, the hoarding and the cabins have been cleared away. They were put up by the previous owner to the building, and we've now moved them to open up the church a little bit more, tidy it up, present it to the public in a little bit more of a dignified way. And we'll be continuing that work, and there's a grassed area in front of the church that we were hoping to tidy up and clear. And the church also comes with the land at the front of Naval Terrace, which is a big paddock area with the avenue through the middle that leads from the town, and we've already done some improvements there. We put some new wooden gates and posts, and we're trying to manage the landscape, but it's expensive, so we're always looking for money to help with that as well.
So was there anything else you'd like to cover?
Well, it really just to say to your listeners that they can keep up with the progress of the church through the Facebook site, which is, if they do a search for Dockyard Church, that'll come up, and also through the Twitter account, which is at Dockyard Church. And we're also going to be setting up a website as well now the project is moving, and part of that money that we've been given by the Heritage Lottery Fund will go towards setting up a simple website so we can communicate better to locals and visitors what's going on with the building.
Well, we'd like to thank you very much for taking the time out to update our listeners on how things are going.
Pleasure. Good to talk to you as ever, Daniel.